Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 13th lesson. And before we start this lesson, as usually, let's quickly recap what we learned in the previous lesson, in the 12th lesson, because it's been a long time. So let's just refresh our memory. So what we learned in the previous lesson? Well, firstly, we learned a new pronoun, which is anti, which means you. But what's the difference between anta wa anti? Anti is used when we refer to a woman, and anta is used when we refer to a man. So anti, it means you. We use it when we refer to a woman. And also we learned a possessive pronoun ki, which means your, and again when we refer to a woman. Kayfa haluki, how are you? Or how is your state? And the ki, it means that we refer to a woman. But if we were to say haluka, then we would be referring to a man. So yeah, that's what we learned in the previous lesson. And also we learned this allati, which is equivalent of alladhi, but again this allati is used when we are referring to a woman, like in this sentence, al-fatatu, a young lady. وَمَنْ هَذِهِ الْفَتَاةُ الَّتِي مَعَكِ. And who is this young lady? That's with you. And lastly, we learned a new form of a verb, which is ذهبت. Well, before this lesson we had learned forms like ذهب, which means he went, ذهبت, I went, ذهبت, you went, and in the previous lesson we learned a new form, which is ذهبت, she went. أُمُّكِ فِي الْبَيْتِ الْآن. Is your mom in the house right now? No. لا ذهبت إلى المستشفى. No, she went. You see, ذهبت, she went. This form implies she. ذهبت إلى المستشفى, she went to the hospital. For example, if ذهب إلى, if it was saying ذهب إلى المستشفى, it would be translated as he went to the hospital. But ذهبت, this form is for she went. So that's what we learned in the previous lesson, and of course then we established ourselves in the understanding of these rules by doing all these exercises. And now here we are on the 13th lesson, and it starts off kind of hard. So the division alif, so it's the first part, and it's saying من هؤلاء الفتية الطوال يا علي. Let me zoom in. من هؤلاء الفتية الطوال يا علي. Well, firstly, هؤلاء, what is it? Well, that's a pronoun, like هذا وهذه, but for plural. You see, the plural of هذا and هذه is هؤلاء. So هذا تاجر, this is a merchant. But هؤلاء is translated as these, it's plural. And it's used, it doesn't matter if it's feminine or masculine, it's used for both of them. Like هذا تاجر, تاجر is masculine. هؤلاء تجار, these are merchants. هذه مدرسة, مدرسة is feminine. And هؤلاء مدرسات. You see? So هؤلاء is used for both feminine and masculine. Yeah. So yeah, that's enough for now. That's enough at this point. So من هؤلاء, who are these? الفتية الطوال يا علي. الفتية, there is a word that's translated as فتاة أو فتى. You see, فتى. It's translated as young man, but its plural is فتية. Yeah, it differs a lot from its singular form. فتى, young man. فتية, young men. It's plural. So who are these? الطوال is translated as tall. طويل, as you know, it's a singular, which means tall. It's a singular for tall, but طوال, it's plural for tall. So it's translated as who are these tall, but it's a plural form. الفتية, young men. O Ali, Ya Ali. Who are these tall young men, O Ali? So yeah, in this sentence we learned that this هؤلاء, it means these. It's a plural for هذا وهذه. And also we learn, or we come across a new rule. It's all about plural. So let's get into it. The plurals of nouns and adjectives. In English, adjectives have no plural form. We say good man or good man. Yeah, that's how it's in English. But in Arabic, even adjectives have plural forms. You see this طويل. طويل, it's an adjective. It means tall. But as it's saying here, adjectives have plural forms. So yeah, that's the difference between English and Arabic language. So طوال is plural for طويل. In English we have two kinds of plural forms, sound and broken. Well, we need to take a look how this concept of singular and plural works in English, and then we will get, or we'll gradually shift to the concept of singular and plural in Arabic. So it starts off with the English concept. In the sound plural, the word retains its original form, like book, books, pen, pens. In the broken plural, the original form of the word is changed to a great extent. Man, it's not mans, but it's men. Woman, women, and so on and so forth. And in Arabic, we have these two kinds of plural forms. So the same, sound and broken. Well, first let's take a look how the sound plural is formed in Arabic. The sound plural is either masculine or feminine. The sound masculine plural has una ending. For example, muslimun, that's a singular form, and if you want to get a plural form, we just add this waw and nun in the end, una. And tanween gets away. Tanween disappears. Muslimuna, muslimun, muslimuna. So this is the sound plural. It has this standard ending in the end, una. That's how masculine plural form is formed. But when it comes to feminine, it's a bit different. Instead of una, we have this atun. For example, muslimatun, muslimatun. So we just add this alif, and instead of ta marbuta, we have this casual ta. So once again, if we have a masculine word, well, if you want to make to form it into the plural form, we just add this una. If it's the sound plural, muslimun, muslimuna. But if a word is feminine, then in order to form the plural form, we add this ending atun. Muslimatun, muslimatun. Muhandisatun, an engineer, a female engineer. مهندسات. You see? Or مدرسة مدرسات. Yeah, that's how it works with the sound plural. But the problem is that there is a second type of plural, which is the broken plural, and the problem that unlike in English, the broken plural is very widely used in Arabic. So it's kind of the opposite of English. You see, in English you have like 90% of the words that has like sound plural forms, but in Arabic language it's the opposite. It's like 90% of the words has the broken plural form, and that's a bit complicated when it comes to learning Arabic, but at the same time it has its charm. So yeah, let's take a look at this part. Unlike in English, the broken plural is very widely used in Arabic. There are more than 20 patterns of the broken plural. So it means that it doesn't make sense to try to memorize these 20 patterns. It means that when you come across a word like najmun or kitabun or any other noun, in 90% of the cases it will have the broken plural. So it's impossible to predict what's the plural form for this noun. Yeah, so you have to take a dictionary and take a look what's the plural form for a word. That's how it works in Arabic. For example, najmun, its plural form is nujumun. Nujumun. How would you know that? For example, if you had only this word najmun and someone asked you, what's the plural form for najmun? Well, to answer this question, you would anyway have to look at the dictionary, because it's impossible to form the broken plural, because there is no rule that could be applied to find the plural form. So najmun, nujumun. You can't answer this question without looking up the dictionary. Kitabun, kutubun. It's not kutubun, but kutubun. You see, there is another pattern that's used to form the broken plural. Jabalun, jibalun. Not jubulun or jubulun, but jibalun, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's I understand that it's a bit hard, and it means that you will have to memorize a lot of broken plural forms for nouns, but anyways, it's over time it will get easier. Maybe in the beginning it will be hard, but inshallah over time it will get easier. So let's get back to our lesson. Here it says من هؤلاء الفتية الطوال يا علي. فتى, well, if it had a sound plural form, it would be something like fatuna, because we said that a sound plural form is formed by adding the ending una, right? That's what we said. It would be fatuna, but it doesn't work this way, because fatan only has the broken plural, which is fityatun. Fityatun. So yeah, so if you want to know what's the plural form for fatan, you will have to memorize this word, fityatun. Who are these? Tall, and again, tawilun, that's a singular form. Tiwalun, that's a plural form. Who are these tall young men, ya Ali? Hum tullabun jududun. Hum tullabun jududun. Well, firstly, what does it mean, whom? The plural of huwa is whom. So this huwa is used for masculine words, and whom is also used for masculine words, and it means they. Huwa, he, whom, they. And this whom is only used to refer to human beings. Huwa mudarrisun, hum mudarrisuna. That's how it is. You can say, for example, well, for now, just know that this whom is used only for human beings. Huwa is used for human beings or for something that doesn't have intelligence, but whom is only used for human beings, for masculine human beings. Hum tullabun jududun. Tullabun, it means students. And again, this is the broken form, the broken plural. Talibun, tullabun. Talibun, it means one student. Tullabun, it means students. If talibun had the sound plural, it would be something like talibuna. But talibuna, there is no such word in Arabic. You would rather say tullabun. So talibun only has the broken plural. Just like I said, that 90% of the nouns they have broken plurals, or the broken plural forms. Jududun. It's also a plural form for jadidun, and jadidun, as you know, is translated as new. Probably we have it here. Yeah, jadidun. So student, talibun, tullabun. To say talibuna, well, that's a mistake. That's a mistake to say talibuna, but you'd rather say tullabun. And jadidun is an adjective. It's a singular form. Jududun, it's a plural form. Min ayna hum? Where are they from? Hum min Amerika. They are from America. Ahum zumala'uka? Are they your classmates? And again, you know the word zamilun, right? Zamilun. It means classmate. And if you want to form a plural form of this zamilun, well, you would have to look up the dictionary, and you would find that the plural form for zamilun is zumala'u. Zumala'u. That's the broken plural. Ahum zumala'uka? Are they your classmates? Na'am, hum zumala'i. Hum fi fasli. Yes, they are my classmates. They are in my class. Fasli. You remember this possessive pronoun. Fasli, it means my class. They are in my class. Ahum mujtahiduna? Well, this time we have the sound plural. Mujtahidun. It means diligent or hardworking. And to form a plural, we would say mujtahiduna. Mujtahiduna. That's how it is. And you might ask, what mujtahidun? That's an adjective, and it has the sound plural. But tawilun, it's also an adjective. Why isn't it tawiluna? Well, that's a fair question, but the answer is some words have the broken plural, and some words have the sound plural. So there is no rule to sort it out, you know. So yeah, tawilun, tiwalun. You have to just memorize that tawilun, it's not tawiluna, but it's tiwalun. But mujtahidun, mujtahiduna. So it all hinges on your memory, on your time that you've spent on learning and memorizing this stuff. So you have to have a lot of patience and a lot of self-discipline to work on it all the time, without dropping out of it. But alhamdulillah, we are Muslims and we know that this is an act of worship again, and therefore we shouldn't give up, because we know that we will be rewarded for all the efforts that we put into this process. So don't give up, just take it as a present that you can put more efforts into this process, and therefore you will be rewarded inshallah with more rewards. So don't get desperate. So ahum mujtahiduna, are they hardworking? Na'am hum mujtahiduna, yes, they are hardworking. Ma asma'uhum, what are their names? And firstly, you remember when we have Hamzatul Wasl that's preceded by a word, we don't pronounce it. But in this case, it's not Hamzatul Wasl because it has this Hamza on top. Therefore, we can't say masma'uha, masma'uhum. But we need to pronounce this because it has Hamza on top. Ma asma'uhum. Ma asma'uhum. What are their names? And again, ismun, it means name, but it has the broken plural, which is asma'un. Well, it's supposed to be asma'u, but again, anyways, ma asma'uhum, ma asma'uhum. And he says asma'uhum, their names are Yashirun wa Zakariya wa Musa wa Abdullahi wa Abdullahi. وَمَنْ هَؤُلَاءِ الرِّجَالُ الْقِصَارِ. Subhanallah, there are so many broken plurals, but we can't avoid them. We can't avoid them. We must learn them to master this language. So, who are rijal? Rijal, it's the broken plural for rajulun. Rajulun means man, as we know. But rijalun, it means man. So who are these qisar? What does it mean, qisar? Well, qisar, it's the broken plural for qasirun. Qasirun, qisarun. Who are these short men? Hum hujjajun, they are pilgrims. Hajjun, one pilgrim. Hujjajun, a lot of pilgrims. A lot of, well, not like a lot of pilgrims. I mean pilgrims, just pilgrims. Min aynahum, where are they from? And here it says ba'duhum min as-Sini wa ba'duhum min al-Yabani. Some of them are from China and some of them are from Japan. Ayna Musa wa asdiqa'uhu. Asdiqa'uhu. Sadiqun, as you know, it means friend, but asdiqa'u, it means friends. So he's asking, where is Musa and his friends, or where are Musa and his friends? Asdiqa'u, who, his, possessive pronoun. ذهبوا إلى المطعم. Well, one more form. As you remember, we have learned forms such as ذهب, he went, ذهبت, I went, ذهبت, you went, ذهبت, she went, وذهبوا, it means they went. They went. And you see this alif. Know that there is an alif at the end of the word which is not pronounced. It's not pronounced. It's just standing here, but it's not pronounced. Yeah. And again, ba'duhum, it means some. Ba'dun, it means some. بعضهم من الصين, some of them are from China. Or بعضهم مدرسون, some of them are teachers. So yeah, that's what this lesson is about. I think that's enough for this lesson. Just read it at least 5 times. Think it through. Think thoroughly about all these rules that came in this dialogue. And in the next lesson we will do the exercises to have a better understanding of these rules. Oh, subhanallah, there are a lot of them. MashaAllah. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.